El programa con las buenas entrevistas a tus luchadores favoritos. Con la voz de la experiencia, Superboy. Y las vaciladas del Bandido. Ya comienza el programa Hablando de Lucha. Hablando de Lucha.
Buenos días, amigos, ¿cómo estamos? Dispense que estamos un poquito tarde. Llegando aquí al rancho no había luz. Se fue la luz por aquí por la lluvia y los truenos. Algo pasó. Acaba de regresar la luz aquí y ya ves, sin luz no operamos. Veándolo aquí y estoy esperando que llegue mi compa Superboy a ver si alcance a entrar, pero nada más ya está aquí nuestro invitado, el murciélago rojo, The Red Bat.
Hey, how's it going? How you doing?
So let's let the people know a little bit about the Red Bat. It's been a while since he's been on. Ya hace tiempo que no ha estado aquí en el programa. Cuéntanos un poquito de cómo fue tu inicio, porque mucha gente piensa que eres nuevo. Ya llevas varios años en esto.
Yeah, ¿puedes hablar en inglés o en español?
Sí, en inglés, español, como gustes.
Okay. The Red Bat initially started back in 2009. I started in the backyard of your house, actually, in Van Nuys, California. And we trained by... Huh?
Why are you throwing me under the bus?
Hey, you're the one who got me started. It started out with Joe Medina and Latigo Blanco, and he had his brother or cousin who would train us, and the beginning of the Red Bat was I didn't have an idea what I wanted to do as a wrestler and what I wanted to be, and I had this idea. It was like a picture of a phoenix, and you sent me to go to a guy, Juan Guerrero, to get a mask done, and I showed him the picture of the mask with the phoenix, and he's like, "Oh, no puede ser eso." I go, "Why?" He goes, "Oh, that's copyright infringement." He goes, "You got to be something else." I said, "Okay." So then I was looking around, and there was like this Halloween decorations in his room, and then I said, "How about a bat? I want to be a bat." And he's like, "Yeah, you can be a bat." And so we had an initial mask, had 3 wings on it. I call it the bad luck mask because every time I wear it, I get injured or something. I had to retire that one. I have it somewhere over here. I got it blessed by the padre, so I don't get hurt anymore.
And that's true. Hey, but let's just say that to be on the real, every time you were injured, I was not there.
Yeah, that is true. Because the one time I did get injured, it was at in your ring. I dislocated my shoulder the first time. You popped it back like in 10 seconds, and then after that, it was like 10 minutes. And then the next time, it took a freaking half hour. I ended up having to get surgery, and it was every time I wore that mask. I said, no mask. That's it with that one.
That was
but
it.
Like, yeah. In the span of 12 years, 13 years, I wrestled about 7 years because of injury, because of school, life problems in between.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I remember I found Chalo at in a boxing gym.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to learn how to box because I wanted to learn self-defense. But my dream as a child, since I was 3, was to be a pro wrestler. My earliest memories of wrestling was I think it's the Piper's Pit when Andre the Giant snatched Hulk Hogan's chain, his cross from his chest, and I was like, oh, and I thought that was sacrilegious. I go, how do you snatch somebody's cross?
That was the heel turn.
Yeah, it was a heel turn. It was a big deal for me, and I was a big wrestling fan at the time, and ever since then, that was my dream. My dream never changed, even until I graduated high school, and I felt like, oh, this is not for me because all the wrestlers look like John Cena, they look like Hulk Hogan, and I would lift weights, but I never got big, I never got buff. I wasn't gonna take steroids, so then I gave up on it, and I wanted to join a school. I had this wrestling almanac in 1996, and it had a wrestling school called Slammers. On there, it had a phone number, it said Van Nuys or something, and I called it when I turned 18, and they didn't answer the phone. It just rang and rang and rang. So I gave up. I gave up on it until one day I'm at the boxing gym. I don't know if you guys were doing Gordo en la Flaca or something. But you
Yeah.
guys were doing something for Super Mojado, and White Pork was there too.
Yeah, that was a big shout out to my friend Sam Larios. Sam
Yes.
Larios, that was his boxing gym out there in San
San
Fernando.
Fernando. Yes.
Yeah, Clay. And
In
big shout out to
McLean, yeah.
him. He's on Foothill Boulevard, I think now. But
Oh,
big shout
okay,
out
nice.
to Sam Larios boxing gym. He let us do start our school there. You know, we were doing in the backyard, but I wanted a little bit more professional, and we started doing the training at that gym.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
then,
I need to pay him a visit.
then we did we were doing interviews, and yeah, we were doing interview for El Gordo de la Flaca, and
Yeah.
that's when you were there training, and you walked out, hey, I want to wrestle.
Yeah, because I played sports my whole life. I played football for about 8 years. I coached football for little kids for 2 years. I wrestled in high school for a year, and then I was taking boxing because I want to learn self-defense. And then I always had a competitive spirit. And I saw the Super Mojado, sorry, and White Pork, and they were little, and I was like, and my competitive spirit was like, oh, I could be better than them. I could do better, and I was in awe of what they were doing, and I was like, that's my dream right there. These guys are smaller; they're the average size man, and they're doing it. And I was like, why am I not doing this? So I as soon as they were done, I approached them, and they're like, oh, talk to my manager, and the manager was you. It was you, and I think Botanas was there, and then and then you told me you gave me your business card, Pacifico Promotions, and
Yeah,
you're like, here, like, give me a call. We'll set up an appointment. He goes, we'll set up a tryout in my ring. If you can hang, we'll talk business. So then I told my friends. I only had 2 friends in my life that we grew up, the 3 of us watching wrestling forever. Because everybody else dropped out. And people stopped watching in junior high, but the 3 of us would watch it religiously. Up until we're adults. And then one of them, he later became the Insaniac, and me and him, we agreed like, hey, we're gonna do this together, and we both. That was that day that I remember. Super Mojado gave us a speech he talked to us for like a half hour before we even started, and he put in our head that this is real. This is not a joke. We're not clowns. We're wrestlers, and we took it serious, and we didn't even know who he was. Like we didn't know his wrestler name until we were able to wrestle. It took like 6 months for him to tell us like who he was, and for us to see him wrestle. And it was like a big honor for us to go through that. That first practice was the scariest thing ever. It was probably the scariest day of my life. You didn't have a bottom rope, and then he would tell us like we would fuck up, and we're am I allowed to curse? I'm sorry.
yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, we would mess up, and then and we were both scared of heights, and then he'd be like, "Súbete, súbete hasta arriba," and then we're like, "What?" Sí, súbete. And we get to the top, and we're like shaking, and we're like,
Wait. Why the voice change?
that's my impersonation of Super Mojado. So he's like, "Súbete," and he's like a little Tasmanian devil. "Súbete, súbete, pendejo." And then we get up there, and we're like this, and we're all scared, like, oh, I'm gonna break my neck, And then he'd grab us, and he'd fucking flip us, and we never took a bump like that before. And we're flailing this is day one. We're flailing in the air, and I land on my side, takes my air out. I'm like, ooh, and he's like, otra vez, hay que hacerlo bien. Like, what? He's like, sí, hay que hacerlo bien. And then we would climb up again, and he'd flip us again, and land, and get a concussion or something. And then like by the 4th week, we were like, fuck this, we're gonna throw ourselves off. And that kind of made us more ballsy to do more things. And in a way, it kind of helped to like throw us in the fire the way he did.
Yeah, no, I remember the throwing up halfway through the class.
Oh, that was the insaniac. He would throw up every practice. I remember one time you put us through a practice, and we were there like 2.5 hours. We thought Super Mojada wasn't gonna be there, and then he shows up like when we were about to wrap up. He's like, "All right, ready to start." And we're like, "Well, we just finished." He's like, "No, we're starting." And we another 2.5 hours. Fuck! And then the sun. There was no like canopy or nothing. It's just the sun, and then the mat would burn you if you fell on the mat. It would burn your back or burn your hands. So and you put that in our head that we have to get used to all the extremes, the extreme weather, the hot, the cold, the rain. It doesn't matter. Like it was freezing, it was burning hot. We got to be ready for it. And I'm kind of glad we went through that. And that ring, was missing padding, was missing the bottom rope. But like it got us used to other rings. So when we get to other rings, it's a lot easier. And it made us a lot, I don't know, durable, I guess.
Well, now, yeah, now you have guys that wear helmets to take back bumps.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, they wear helmets. Yeah,
maybe they are onto something, but you know, it was always taught that you have to be tough, man.
yeah,
Wrestling. A lot of people don't realize that you have to be tough. Like right now, there's a lot of guys that do all the monkey flips and everything, but once you take them to the mat, they really don't know what to do. And you know, that's one thing that the Red Bat's really good. He has really good mat skills, which I don't know why I haven't seen more of that. That's what I would like to see from the Red Bat. I'd like to see more of his mat skills. Um, I think you're really, really good on mat, and I think I told you that. I go, you know, that's a secret weapon because you'll have wrestlers that will do all these flips and all these stunts, and
yeah.
you take them to the mat and they're lost. You know.
Especially the wrestlers of today. I mean, because everybody's so young and talented compared to back in the day, more people are bigger, stronger. The math skills were more because I wrestled in high school for a year, and I wasn't even that great. But like the school that I wrestled for was San Fernando High School. Everybody there was a city champ, and my coach there was Coach Castillo, and all those guys were from the Boys and Girls Club. They all grew up as they all grew up since they were kids to high school, and I went in there as a guinea pig, and they would all like beat me up in practice, so I would learn from them. And that's how you learn. You learn from getting beat up, and and that transferred over. But you're right. Like I don't have a lot of matches where we do take it to the ground because these guys start reverting to other things. They want to, like you said, they want to do the high flying. They want to do other kind of moves where it kind of takes the match to a different direction. And my ego or my uh, I feel like I could hang with anybody in any position. So I said, okay, you can do that. I'm going to do it too. And maybe I should start taking people more to the mat, especially at my age, because I'm not a 22-year-old kid anymore. I'm going to be 40 in a few months.
Yeah, no, you know, it's really good when you're doing an event. People like to see that. They like to see a little bit of everything, and that when you do really good mat wrestling, it really attracts the crowd. It really gets you over. So that's one thing. Like I said, I would like to see more of the Red Bat doing. But like you said, everyone now wants to do different things. Everyone now does more like look at me kind of things, and it's cool. But so
I can do it too. Yeah.
June 26th, Danger Zone. You're going in there with the son of what's going to be a SoCal legend. Acero Dorado, he is going to be a SoCal legend. Hands down, he's done it all. He's wrestled the best. He's as a matter of fact, he has a legend match at this show versus the original Misterioso. You're facing his son. Any thoughts on this match?
Yes, as far as Cerro Dorado, you're absolutely right. He is a legend. He is a SoCal legend. I've seen him wrestle a few times, and I've been impressed by the matches that he would have with the LA Fuckers, and you can't take that away. And he's got his son, and the best thing to have is your dad as a great wrestler, and I'm sure his son is really good too. But and I had to process that. But when the bell rings, it's not going to matter. He's going to be my enemy. And I'm gonna have to be disrespectful. I'm gonna have to go after him. I'm gonna have to take it to him. I can't be scared of this guy. I'm not scared of him. I've been against monsters before, and this guy, he doesn't come to me as a monster. He comes to me the son of a great wrestler, and we're gonna see who's the better wrestler that day. I feel like I'm gonna expose him.
Now, last time we had you on, or last time we promoted your match, someone posted, "Te van a madrear." What's going on with that?
I don't know. I got haters out there. I don't know why I have haters out there. I usually promote love. I never say anything really bad about anybody, but people start hating, and it triggers me because then somebody's like negative towards me, so I wanna come back after them, and maybe it's because I'm Mexican. I don't know what it is. The Latino heat in me. And then plus I'm competitive, so when I see that, of course, like I get a little scared at first, and then I get upset, and I'm like, "Fuck that!" Like I need to say something back, because if you don't stand up for yourself, then people are gonna walk all over you, and you got to set an example.
And that's true. You have to stand your ground.
Yes. If you stand your ground, people will respect you.
But this
even if you lose.
This should be a great match. Cerro Dorado Jr., Red Bat. It should be a really, really good match. I'm looking forward to this match. I know the fans will be looking forward to the match, but more than anything, is the Red Bat looking forward to the match?
I've been looking forward to this match for months, ever since you booked the match. This is probably the biggest show that I'm gonna be on. I've been on some big shows before, but NTLL has had some of the biggest crowds, and every time I go, I'm always in awe of the production. And then I feel like, man, I had a great match, and then I see the other matches, and I'm like, ooh, I need to step up my game, because you bring in these guys from Mexico, and then you got all your champs are really good, like Tyree and Vito, and I'm looking at them. I got targets on them, and I'm like, I need to step up my game if I'm going to wrestle someone like that.
Now, which of those two champs would you like to have a match with?
I want Vito. I want the best. And I saw his match, the last one. It was like 6 of them. They're all monsters slamming each other. I was like, oh, shit. But I want it. I mean, I'll go after Tyree, too. I'll go after Viva Van if you let me. Who's the other one? Legionario. He's on my list too, and then you got the tag team champs, and I got a receipt for them. Who's that?
Romeo Nave Dragon, Los Tóxicos.
Oh, it's the Tóxicos. Oh no, I thought it was still the INS,
it's the Tóxicos
guys. Los Tóxicos. Okay. Yeah, if you have gold around your waist, I got my eyes on you. I'm staring at you in the locker room, and I'm watching your matches.
But Kelby says we say hello to the Red Bat.
I want to say hello to Kelby. Kelby's an awesome person.
And it said, Grandma said she loves you. Are you hooking up with
Grandma? That's a secret right there.
Red Bat gave us a seminar about Lucha. What's good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did. And Kelby gave me a seminar about being a great friend.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Kelby's a big supporter of the independent circuit. I believe he's in Arizona, right?
Yeah. He's been a great guy. He's always taking pictures with the wrestlers. He's had me do like autographs, and he posts pictures. When fans post pictures with the wrestlers, like I like it. I like the attention. I like the love from the fans. There's some diehard fans out there that promote the wrestlers, and I love that, and I want to give them their attention too that they deserve, especially like Kelby. Kelby's a great guy.
That's cool. So you have your eyes on the gold, right? You have your eyes on anyone that has the title. That's next.
Yeah, that's next. If I can get past Cerro Dorado Jr., and he's no small task, because my eyes are on him right now. But of course, I want the gold. I'm hungry for it. Like, I can taste it.
Well, I will give you a title shot, but you're rebooked for Baker Beatdown.
Yeah. You're talking about for What day is that? That's July 24th. I got hit up by another promotion, and then and that was like a month prior to when you asked me to go on your on that show, the Bakersfield one. And I can't say no to somebody else once they ask
Look
me.
at that. Look at that card.
I know. When I saw the flyer, I was jealous. I was upset. And you got Biagio. That Biagio Crescenzo, he's on that one. That guy's gonna steal the show. I'll tell you that. Him or Chaz, the Aquaman, that guy too.
I don't know what you did to Chaz because he was booked at the show and then he called me and said, "No, I'm going to your show. I don't want to be with the Red Bat."
Because he doesn't want to be number 2 in the show. He wants to be number 1, and he knows that if he's on the same show as the Red Bat, his match is gonna be number 2.
Well, at NTL, I pretty much there is no number 1, number 2. They're all pretty much number 1. Especially you got these big men up here. You got Hammerstone coming in. You got TJ Perkins coming into Bakersfield. Ray Horace, he's debuting in Bakersfield for NTLL. Ray Horace is a super talented guy, man. I don't know if you've seen him. He was the original Hijo de Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, I've seen him.
He's a super talented guy. MLW and Ring of Honor. He did lots of great shit. We have our champ, all our champs there. Jordan Cruz, man. That guy
is a stud.
He's good, and we're bringing in Dos Caras Jr. from Mexico. It's gonna be a really, really good show.
Wow.
But and we're gonna have the Red Bat versus Vito, but I guess Red Bat is too busy. Hey, look at here! Finally, the main man. But I guess Superboy.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. How you doing?
I want to say sorry.
The Red Bat himself. Oh my goodness! Great interview today. Hey, just let me congratulate you. Congratulations are right here for me. You are a very charismatic wrestler. Last time we saw you at the Pioneer Center, man, as soon as you walk in that ring, people was just cheering your name, and you're such a great wrestler to watch wrestle. It's a fun wrestler. You go out there, you do your work, and it was really. I love when the people get into the match, get into the wrestler, get into the character. And dude, you did it like nothing. You went out there, you did your stuff, and the people just loved you, man. Congratulations on that. And I couldn't miss this interview. I apologize to Bandido, to you, for coming in too late, but I had some issues and I had to resolve them first.
No, hey, Super, not a big deal. First, I want to say what's up to my nephew, Andy, up in New Mexico. But the power went out over here with the thunderstorms. We had no power. We just have the power. That's what we're late too.
Okay. Yeah, those thunderstorms, those thunder last night.
Well, no, they're still going on up here. We still have thunder, lightning up here right now. But so the Red Bat was telling me that he wants a shot at Vito for Tally, and I told him that I would give him the shot, but in Bakersfield, but he's booked in another show that day. So,
oh, dude, come on, Red Bat. NTL comes first.
I know, but I promised somebody else already, and I have to honor. It's the wrestler's code. If I promise somebody first, I have to honor that booking.
Hey,
no, I totally agree.
We totally agree. I'm just giving you shit, but but I really don't know what's going to happen in your matches. Both of you guys clicked on Bakersfield. Junior and you. So
it's who Bandido, Cero Dorado Jr. and who else?
And Red Bat. So it might be a broad panty match on Danger Zone. What do you think?
Well, Acero Dorado Jr. is going to represent the people of the Antelope Valley.
It's gonna be a great matchup. Acero Dorado comes from a background of wrestlers. His grandfather, his father, and I have to give it to him. He's always in the gym. I was hearing a little while ago about talking about guys coming in to take bumps in crash pads, in with helmets. Back in the day, we were happy to have a ring, even though it was stiff as hell. We took bumps, and check it out. There was this one old timer that he used to make us like go to the top rope and then jump and land on our knees, dude. Can you believe that?
Oh my God, that's
Land
dangerous.
on our knees. He would show us like a technique so we know where everyone hurt and you use your momentum and all that stuff. But yeah, and I'm saying lucky that we had a ring, because I know like Acero Dorado's his grandfather, when they were first here, they couldn't find a place. They had a ring and they had an actual lucha libre, so they would go out to the park and they would do their tumbling and their exercises and their wrestling in the grass at a park.
Wow.
So yeah, we are very fortunate to have rings. Nowadays the rings, they're still, they still hurt. But it's, they're more soft now. Now, when I mean soft, is they're padded with with those pads from collegiate wrestling and all that stuff. And they have they're nice. They're nicer now. Back then, you were lucky to have like a boxing ring. A boxing ring wouldn't give any way. It was just like flat, just like walking on the floor.
No padding.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they were padded with old carpets, man. And it was really, really tough on your back. And also remember leaning into the ropes. A lot of people came out with their backs all bruised up, and especially I remember a lot of Americans used to go down there and they hesitated to lean into the rope because they were so used to in their rings have like rope, like the actual thick rope, and in lucha libre we use steel wire. So and after a while that hurts. That's why you got to keep training. Your body has to get accustomed to leaning into the ropes. Working out, taking bumps, and your body becomes accustomed to all that.
Yes.
That's why it's so important to train, to have all this knowledge, because later on you will need it in the ring. And dude, some guys nowadays, it's funny, dude. It's funny to see them how they go into training. Back in the day when I started, I remember the first time somebody brought in knee pads to a training session. And I remember our old teacher, Falcon de Oro, he said, "Hey, what the hell? Are you gonna be stopping goals or something? You're gonna be a goalie or something? All right, no, okay, well, take off those knee pads, And it was just tradition, old tradition where you got your shorts, your t-shirt, and you went ready to train. They wouldn't let you train in like regular street shoes. You had to get certain kinds of boots to train. And that's something that, that's old tradition, and I think it's the great thing, that you come prepared, you have a spare pair of boots. Take your boots, man. Take your boots, take a nice sweatpants or whatever, and get a good hell of a workout. Remember, you have to give respect not only to your wrestling peers right there, but also to the ring. The ring deserves a lot of respect. And and once even, and I think it's the same thing training when you go to wrestle, because I'll tell you one thing: most of your injuries come from training. So you go out, you're going to the ring walking and jumping, and then you might come out limping or with a broken wrist or ankle or whatever. But yeah, you have to have a lot of respect for that ring, and not, like I said, not only to your peers, but to the person that's teaching the class. Back in the day, they would not let you take a pee break, take a water break. that was a big no-no, man. You went in the ring, and it was 2 straight hours of training, and the only time you went out the ring is to do the calisthenics or to do, certain exercises. But yeah, I was hearing you guys a while ago, and that's just I was just remembering, back in the day when I started, and I'm talking about wow, late 70s, early 80s.
Wow.
When I started training. I was only about maybe 8, 9 years old at the time, and I took it seriously. And it's how can I say it? It's addicting. The training,
Yes.
exercise, it's so addicting. Once you go in there, you can't have enough, man.
I agree.
Exactly.
I agree.
Hey, talking about bumps, el abuelo, Al Murieta,
Oh wow, yeah,
he would always take that.
yeah. Al Murieta, you know, he was an older gentleman, but man, could he slap? He'll slap the taste out of your mouth, and not only that, kick. And he was old school. I remember seeing him in the late 70s. I mean, I'm sorry, mid 70s, and he was a young buck back then, and he was great. He was such a great wrestler, and I remember he had false teeth, and he would take them out. He would literally take them out and then poke your forehead with it. I remember. I can't remember who it was that he got pissed, and he got a hold of his denture and he threw it into the crowd.
I think, I think Leopardo Negro. It was one of those guys says he got really pissed when he did that to him, and
Yeah, yeah, because he'll literally, it was a bridge and it had a like a spiky corner, and he will dig it into your forehead, and it just and then he would bite it, and oh my god, it was and I remember one of my when I did my transition from amateur to professional, he was one of the guys that gave me a good welcome into the professional ring. And I remember he just grabbing me and just hitting me, chopping and I remember he grabbed me in a headlock, and he just hit me like 3 or 4 times. And I remember just I was desperate. I was trying to get out, and when I finally did get out from that hold, I started screaming, dude. I can't hear. Dude, he hit me so hard in my ear that it was just a ring. I couldn't hear anything, and I freaked out. I can't hear. And that was my initiation into the professional, transition from amateur to professional. And it was Gran Coloso, Al Murieta. I can't remember who the third guy was, because they'll put in 3 guys. They'll first put one guy in, and then they'll mat wrestle you and see what you learn and what you have. And then after 5 minutes, another one comes in. Like, no, they're not telling you. They'll just go in, and they'll wrestle you or beat the hell out of you. And then the third guy comes in, and you have to have enough stamina to work against these 3 guys, and show what you're made of. If you pass this, back then, if you pass that test, you were welcome into the professional, training sessions, which I thought it was awesome. Nowadays you try to do that with a lot of the younger generations, and they won't tolerate it. They won't take it. They'll be offended.
They'll cut a promo on you on Facebook.
Yeah.
Hey, right back.
Not trying to censor it. Yeah.
Did anything like that happen to you when you were starting out? Like you got hit and you couldn't hear or something like that? Or do you remember your first match?
Yeah, actually, my first match was against BC Killer. And he whips me. And he goes for a clothesline. He hit me so hard that I flipped and landed on my head. And I couldn't believe it, like how hard he hit me. Like that was the hardest I ever been hit. Like I didn't even try. Like I took the clothesline and like I landed on my head and I almost broke my neck. You know, I was like, oh wow, yeah. And I was like, is this how it is? Like, oh my god. And then his partner Eddie Carnage, who later became one of my trainers, he picked me up and he started hitting me, and I'm like, oh. And he's like dazing me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, these guys are monsters. Yeah, it was my first match, and I remember that clothesline. I never took a clothesline like that ever before.
Well, when it's your first time, there's always have to be some kind of initiation, and they're gonna weld you, man. I had that experience too, where you come in for a clothesline, and something my dad always taught me is that you always gotta be prepared for everything, So yeah, I took the clothesline, but like you said, he just flipped me all the way over, and I'll remember also when I started going to Japan, they were so used to the strong style. If you weren't ready, they'll give you the clothesline, man. They'll get you like right between the jaw and the ear, dude. You weren't able to chew for like 2 days,
And then
you always have to be ready.
Yeah. One other time I wrestled the Insaniac, and he hit me with a spinning back fist, and he knocked me out for real.
Yeah.
I remember I just saw sparks, and I fell on the floor. I crashed on the floor, and he picked me up. And he was so strong, he picked me up. And when he picked me up, he ripped my shirt off. Like that's how strong he was.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe how strong he was. Like, wow, this guy is strong.
No, and let me tell you one thing. I don't know if you ever have this experience, but when you go into the ring, especially when there's a nice crowd and they're all hyped up, you're hyped up, you get that adrenaline rush, and I don't know where the strength comes up, and you're double you have the double the strength, and I remember my first time I would go and wrestle. Man, I went in there so pumped up. I didn't feel anything, man. I didn't feel the chops. I didn't feel anything. After the match, I was like, "Ow, everything hurts," But it's that adrenaline that just pumping through your body, and it's something that sometimes you can't really explain, but it happens, and I think it happens to everybody once you go in that ring. And it's a great experience. It's a great feeling, and I miss all that. I miss it. I seen guys that they come into the arena dragging their feet, dude, barely dragging their suitcase or their bag or whatever, dude. Once they lace up those boots, they put their mask on, bam, total transformation, man. You go in there and they're like flying all over the place, and it's just incredible, that adrenaline rush that you get just going into the ring.
Oh yeah,
I agree. There's some moves that I could do in the match that I won't attempt during practice, and it's because, like you said, the adrenaline will push you past your limits, and you'll be surprised on the things you can accomplish when your adrenaline is pumping.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I've always liked I've always liked training. I always loved training since I was a little boy. Like I said, I started at the age of 3. I mean, at the age of 8, and it was just so much fun. And you have to have that mindset of that you could do things. I was always heavy set, and it was a challenge for me, because I will see the skinnier guys that would be doing nip ups, they will be doing head springs, they'll be doing backflips, and I said to myself, like, I could do that, no big deal. I did a head spring, I did a backflip. What I couldn't do was the nip up. And it was a little bit harder for me, but man, it only took me a week to learn it. And just diving off the top rope, like I said, the guy would give us that confidence. He made us jump like a few times off the top, landing on your knees. He goes, this is something that we're not gonna do. But I want you to guys do it at least once. This way you know how to land, you know how to protect yourself, and and it's you'll thank me later on. And yeah, it did help a lot, and but it's tough. It's tough. It's really hard, and if you don't apply yourself, to training, you're never gonna make it. You have to train. You have to, especially when you go to company like TNLL, that you have to give it your all, and that you get that warm welcome from the people, and that people are chanting your name, and that's where you want to be, that's where you want to go, and make the best of it, man. So like I said before, Red Bat, I was really impressed by you. You came out there, you gave the high fives, you went into the ring, you brought that energy with you, and you transmitted it to people, and it was a great match. I think was it the opening match?
Yes.
Yeah.
I gotta thank Dante King for that. I mean, you need a great partner to have a great match, and that guy is very talented. I've been watching him on social media, and he's really good himself.
Oh yeah, but definitely you have to have some kind of chemistry, and if yeah, sometimes you just find that in wrestlers, that damn, this guy's good, but
Yes.
hey, I see a challenge. I see, I see where this is going. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. That means a lot, Superboy, coming from you, because when I started wrestling back in 2009, Mr. Bandido showed us some highlights of you on YouTube, and he was, look at this guy, look at how he can move, and you're like flipping and doing dives and doing these crazy moves, and like, oh my God, that guy can move, and we couldn't do those things, so like we wouldn't dare do any, like half the stuff you were doing. Like, wow, this guy can do it, then we can do it too. And
Most
for
definitely.
you to tell me that, it means a lot to hear it from you.
I have a new video. I gotta show you, but it's something you shouldn't do.
No, let me tell you, and this comes from training. This comes from somebody poking you. Oh, you can't do this. You're too big. You can't do that. But let me tell you one thing. Some of my greatest achievements in this business, it's having like names, like guys that are in big time, meeting with them and telling me that I was an inspiration, to their career, because, me being a big guy and moving as swift as I used to move, that was a real inspiration. That was a real eye opener, and that means the world to me. A lot of people might not understand it, but yeah, it means a lot. It means that you accomplished something, and I've always said it, when you go out there to perform, you don't want to perform for yourself, you want to perform for the people, not for, you don't want to perform for your girlfriend or for your parents or for yourself. You want to go out there and perform for the people. You want to go out there and perform, you want that promoter to have an eye on you and say, you know what, this guy, I want him back. And I love what I saw, and I'm bringing this guy back. It happened to me many times where I would go and people say, oh, when we first saw you, we were like, oh, what is this gordito gonna do? He's not gonna move a lot. But man, once we saw you out there, man, you truly are a Superboy. That's what they told me. And I remember going back into the locker room. I remember the owner of the place came out and just congratulated me, and he gave me dude, I'm not lying, he gave me a box of beer. He goes, this is for you and your buddies. You did a great job. He said, are you coming on the next event? I go, oh, I don't know. It all depends on the promoter. If you like my work, or he'll bring me back. If not, well, thank you. And he goes, no, let's just put it this way: if you don't come back, there's not going to be a show. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
I said, all right. And again, those are the moments that that really mean a lot to you. Like I said, a lot of people that might not understand, but it is what it is. But to me, You know, it meant the world to me, and those are your achievements. Those are, you know, what you want to uh, um, transmit to the people. And I think dude, you do that because I think I seen you once before. I can't remember where, and I was surprised, dude, that you came with that energy. Came with that energy, and you just lit the people up.
Thank you. I also got lucky being the first match too, because if I would have followed your boys, I don't know if they would have liked me as much. Because after I think your boys wrestled the second match against the LA Fuckers, and they blew it up with all the topes they were doing. And then after that, there was still great matches, but the crowd wasn't as interactive because it's like they saw the main event, almost the main event, like as the second match, and it took them a while to get back into the show, even though the rest of the matches.
Yeah, it's because I always say when there's a good first match, all the matches are gonna fall in place. It's like a domino effect. And dude, that day, all the matches were like main events from the beginning all the way to the end. And again, I never mind if I was an opening match, if I was a second match, or if I was a main event, because that's one thing that the company that I used to go taught us, that nobody's indispensable. Sometimes you'll do the first match or the second or the third or the main. It didn't matter where you went. They were all main events. Right. And you got to wrestle like big names in a first match. You're going to imagine that's why I always say this is like a dominant effect. If the first match is good, all the rest fall in place. And I love that comment, Yaya Rodriguez. Thank you, Yaya. Gracias. She's so nice.
She's very nice, and she will be here on Sunday, Danger Zone.
Most definitely. Definitely. Danger Zone.
You got a busy schedule, and you got things to do. But you had a special guest with you, right?
Yeah. I got a special guest. I know Acero Dorado Jr. is bringing his father, and his father's going to be there in his corner, and I'm going to have to watch my back again this show like I did the last show. We got the LA Fuckers. They're going to be there in the locker room. I know they're going to try to rough me up, but I got somebody got a message for him. It's over my father over here, the Red Bat seeing. ¿Dónde están esos pendejos? Mira, si esos güeyes se meten, yo te lo voy a partir la madre para tú, mijo. Hey, Dad, no, you can't curse that. Hey, cállate, estúpido. Okay. Mira, cabrones. Si chingan con mi hijo, te voy a partir la madre. Fuckers. Okay, Dad, get out of here, all right? Yeah.
Man, he's been bugging you since you started, dude. You should give him another few minutes, dude. Come on.
You talk to him again? Oh my God, Dad, come back.
Definitely, man.
Down. Put the beer down. Pendejo. Muévete. Okay. Muévete. Hey.
So you better be in your son's corner because Acero Dorado Sr. is going to bring it. And you better have eyes in the back of your head because, the LA Fuckers don't mess around.
¿Sabes qué? Los LA Fuckers. Lo voy a partir las madres. Chinga esos güeyes. Chinga la madre de esos güeyes. Chinga la madre de ese güey. Ese Acero Dorado, el gordito, es un pollito, güey. Lo van a llevar Acero Dorito. Ese va a ser su nombre después de Domingo. Y el Acero Dorado Senior. Aquí estoy, pendejo. ¿Dónde estás? Pinche salvadoreño. Hey, Dad, some of these people are savvy, Dad. Watch out. Cállate, pendejo. Cállate. Hey. Cállate, estúpido. All right, that's enough, Dad. Get out of here. No me peleas, pendejo. No me peleas. All right, that's enough.
Hey, I know Acero Dorado salvadoreño.
Are you? See? It's okay. My wife is savvy too. It's all right.
So I think Superboy wanted to interview your dad.
Hey, I thought he was great, man. So it's always cool to have your dad in the corner. and knowing that he's got your back.
Get chingados. Hey, stay over there, Des.
Yeah. Our buddy Jose Rodriguez from Oxnard says, está chingón, debe llevarlo al evento. He's taking that with you.
Hey, he might be there.
Hey, Ricky Mandel walks out with a dog. Walk out with your dad.
I walk out with my dad, Red Bat Senior.
No, but maybe we wish you the best of luck on this Sunday. It's going to be a hell of a match, honestly, because you've been doing this for a couple years now, and Acero Dorado Jr. he has the same goal as you. He has gold on his mind, and he wants to make a name for himself. And he's gonna be training. He's gonna be ready for this match. So, like I said, on this whole card, we can't pick a winner. Every match, the winner is going to be the crowd, the fans.
Most definitely, it's gonna be. That's why it's called the danger zone. You guys better be careful out there because things could change in a minute. Las cosas pueden cambiar en cualquier momento. En la zona de peligro va a estar buenísima, una cartelera excelente. It's gonna be a great card from start to finish. So can't wait for the day to come and hopefully I'm praying and asking God to so I could be healthy and be there at the show. And just take it from there, man. Take it from there, and I know it's going to be a great event.
Just why you know that Acero Dorado is watching, he just gave a thumbs up. So saludos a Acero Dorado. Es una lucha papá y hijo, contra papá y hijo.
Ahí está, compadre. Contéstele al papá del Red Bat.
Qué pendejo. Qué chingados. ¿Qué me quieren decir? Aquí estoy en mi cara.
Papá de Red Bat.
En el 5.
¿En la América o las Chivas?
Pinches Raiders, pendejo. Come on, Dad. Come on. Raiders.
Dale, vuelve a preguntar algo.
Dime.
Vale, Superboy.
No, de ahí, jefe, ahí lo esperamos. El 26 en la esquina del Red Bat.
Mira.
Ok, ahí lo miro.
Le dice José, le van a echar a la Ilisco.
Echarle la yesca.
¿Sabes qué, mijo? No puedo leer. ¿Qué están diciendo?
Y ya no se le para, viejito.
Chingan a su madre, pinches salvadoreños. Le gustan los moscas. Pinche fly trap. Me dicen en inglés. Hey, get out of here, Dad. Don't insult the people like that. Cállate, estúpido. Right, get up. Go.
Ya mándalo a dormir.
Ok, all right.
Dije, no le saques, que le preguntes algo a Superboy.
No, pues ya se fue, ya que le voy a preguntar.
Ya se fue.
Red Bat. We'll see you el domingo. Vamos a estar ahí temprano. Para los que ya tienen sus boletos de ringside, van a entrar a la 1:30 para que lleves su. ¿You have merchandise, Red Bat?
No, I need to get merchandise. That's the next step for the Red Bat.
Saludos en cabina, Acero Dorado.
Saludos, compadre.
Saludos.
Oye, pero también quiero aclararle algo al Red Bat, que Acero Dorado no es el piloto suicida, son dos diferentes.
Okay.
Son de la misma clica, los dos son LA Fuckers, pero son dos luchadores diferentes.
¿Sabes qué, güey? A mí todos se parecen lo mismo, pinches salvadoreños, pestosos, pendejos. Pinches moscas, la cuarta se llena de moscas, pendejos.
Hey, yo nomás lo único que tengo que decir a tu jefe es ¡arriba los Raiders!
Los Raiders.
O sea, Barrero, Superboy. Oye.
No, pues oye, yo soy Raider original, canico.
Así lo hay con la nuera ahorita.
¿Qué?
Ahí te habla tu nuera.
Mi nuera. Chinga su madre. Ya me voy, ya estoy un poco pedo.
Ahí está.
Ándale, dile otra cosa, bandido.
Ya pensó los noticias, güey.
Ahí está. Ven, ven. Ahí te vemos el domingo, ven, ven. Te deseamos la mejor suerte en esta lucha que va a ser una muy buena lucha contra Cero Dorado Jr. Los dos tienen las ganas de seguir adelante y yo pienso que aquí se va a ver de cuál conoce la más correa. Vamos a amarrar a los dos papaces en jaula atrás para que no salgan ninguno de los dos.
Well, we're gonna have to tie him to the corner, to the post with the handcuffs or something.
Oh, no, definitely. No, but yeah, it's gonna be a great day, a great event. Danger Zone, the 26th. So we'll all be there, God willingly, and like I said before, it's gonna be the opening match, or is it gonna be the opening match, Bandido?
I believe so.
Yes, okay, well there you go. Once we want that domino effect again. Whenever it's a great first match, all the rest of the matches fall in place. So I don't think it's going to be any different. Why? Because NTLL brings the best wrestlers, and it's like NTLL Bandido take the time to scout wrestlers, to bring him into his company. And dude, every guy that he's brought in has won titles. Have after NTLL, they've been doing a lot of stuff, and their careers have been going great. And I just want to say that NTLL is like a good luck charm. Once you step into NTLL, everything kind of falls in place and takes you where it has to take you. And I wish you the best of luck, Red Bat, against Acero Dorado. But don't forget, he's a third generation wrestler. So and I'll vouch for him that he's every Saturday he's there training. He's training. He gets better and better. And Ali Fuckers are his mentors, his dad. Yes. And every now and then I'll go there and just put my little 3 cents in there, because he's like a son to me. So, and he gets along with my boys, and it's just part of the family. And, like I've always said, we are all a part of this wrestling family. So I wish everybody the best. I don't have any favorites, because at the end of the day, the winners are the fans, with all this events.
Exactly. So with that, we'll leave you guys, and we will see you on Sunday.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Right back. Yeah. Good night. Take it easy.
All right. Good night. You guys have a good one. All right.